one of the most valuable things in life is relationships. Whether it's family or friends, they are an inseparable part of our lives. Without them, life feels incomplete, like a world without light. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that sometimes those very relationships disturb our peace of mind. And that's when true strength lies, in making the decision to say goodbye, for your own peace. In today's video, we will talk about 9 clear signs that tell us it's time to let go of certain relationships. Even if it's family or a close friend, if they are draining your mental peace, walking away is your path to freedom. This lesson is tough, but within that difficulty lies real strength and peace. Each point in this video will shed new light on your life and help you recognize your own worth. So watch the entire video till the end, because it might just change the course of your life. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so more people can receive this invaluable life lesson. Now, let's begin. The 9 signs that sometimes letting go of relationships is the wisest choice. Sign number 1, they keep crossing your boundaries. Have you ever been in a relationship with someone who constantly oversteps your boundaries? You say no, but they push until they hear yes. You ask for a little space, but they take it as an insult. You try to build a life on your own terms, and they call you selfish. Friend, this isn't just a relationship, it's emotional aggression. And in Stoic philosophy, that's a form of spiritual enslavement. The Stoics believed, your self-respect is your kingdom. And when someone keeps trying to break into that kingdom, you don't extend a hand, you shut the door. Boundaries are not rejection. Boundaries are a form of respect. When you say, I need a little time alone, you're not denying anyone your love. You're protecting your peace. And anyone who truly loves you will understand that peace is not a threat, it's a need. But the truth is, many people don't understand that. They just want more, your time, your energy, your attention. And the moment you say no, they get angry, they manipulate, or they make you feel guilty. That's not love. That's control. That's not connection, it's quiet domination. The Stoics taught, where there is no freedom, there is no love. Only possession. And possession is never real love. It's a bond that slowly drains the soul from the inside out. So if you're with someone who doesn't respect your space, your peace, or your choices, it's time to protect yourself. You're not hurting them. You're saving yourself. You have every right to say no. Your space, your peace, your life, they are sacred. And anyone who can't honor that doesn't deserve a place in your life. Even if it's family. Even if it's someone you once called your closest friend. Boundaries aren't just lines, they are the walls of self-respect. And when someone keeps breaking through, you have every right to stand your ground. Because love without respect isn't love, it's control. Sign number 2. They belittle you, especially in front of others. Are you in a relationship with someone who constantly belittles you? You try to express yourself, and they laugh it off, stop acting so smart. You attempt to learn or grow, and they say, you'll never make it. And it's not just in private, they say these things in front of friends, family, even strangers. Their excuse is always, I was just joking, or, you know how I am. But my friend, Stoic philosophers call this a self-destructive relationship, where you are priceless in your own eyes, yet worthless in theirs. Their laughter carries mockery, not love. Their words may sound playful, but they're soaked in disrespect and hidden contempt. Stoicism teaches, where dignity is lost, the relationship is already dead. Someone who truly loves you will never damage your self-worth, especially not in public. Because love is not just a feeling, it's a responsibility. It means standing by your side, believing in your dreams, and above all, respecting you as a human being. People who belittle your potential don't want you to grow. They don't want you to believe in yourself. Because if you discover your true strength, you'll no longer be controlled by their shadow. Remember this, your abilities may not be visible to their limited vision. But that doesn't make you any less capable. Every time you try to rise, they try to pull you back down, not because you're weak, but because deep down, they fear your strength. Stoic said, if you rely on someone else's opinion for your worth, you become their slave. Respect isn't something others give freely, you must claim it. So if someone keeps belittling you, especially in front of others, don't brush it off as just words. These so-called small jokes are seeds of deep emotional disrespect. And over time, they quietly erode your confidence. Your self-respect is sacred. Protect it. Recognize the venom hidden behind their smiling insults. Because love without respect is not love at all, it's emotional slavery. You don't just desire respect, you deserve it. And anyone who fails to see that should never have the power to look down on you. Sign number 3, they always blame you. Are you with someone who always blames you? If you make a mistake, they say it's your fault. If you do something right, they still blame you because it wasn't what they wanted. To them, nothing you do is ever enough. They blame you because they love you, and also because they hurt. This kind of relationship is toxic, it slowly eats away at your self-confidence. You lose the courage to make your own decisions. At every step, you wonder, what if they don't like this? What will they say if I do this? And bit by bit, you stop living your life on your own terms. Stoic philosophers said, you are responsible for your own actions, not for others' reactions. They taught that self-control is the true power in life. Those who constantly find fault with you are really projecting their own inner turmoil onto you. These people cannot admit their own mistakes, so they blame others to hide their faults. They want to diminish you. Because your light hurts their darkness. They want to break your confidence, because they cannot accept that you love yourself. Friend, remember, your inner peace should never fall victim to someone else's mental chaos. You are human, and you will make mistakes. But rising again after mistakes, that is your true strength. Those who mock your efforts instead of appreciating them are not worthy of your company. Don't let their words convince you that you're not enough or always at fault. Because that's not true. You learn from mistakes, that's a sign of greatness. But if someone constantly piles blame on you, that's not teaching, it's mental abuse. The Stoics said, ask yourself, does this relationship free me, or weigh me down? If the answer is, it only blames me and breaks me inside, then it's time to walk away. You're not abandoning anyone, you're simply reclaiming yourself from a toxic cycle. You're not the villain, you're seeking freedom. And that courage is your true power. Sign number 4. They never admit their mistakes. Are you in a relationship with someone who never says, I was wrong? If you're hurt, it's supposedly your problem. Even when they make a mistake, they never apologize, instead, they shift the blame onto you. This kind of relationship is a mental battlefield where you're constantly wounded, yet they say, you're too sensitive. To them, you're always at fault because you react. They hurt you, and when you express it, you're the one being dramatic. The Stoics said, believing you're always right is a form of self-destructive pride. It's a poison that slowly erodes the foundation of a relationship. Because where there's no accountability, there can be no trust. And without forgiveness, love simply cannot survive. A relationship only thrives when both people can acknowledge their flaws, admit when they're wrong, and commit to change. But if someone constantly deflects blame and refuses to own up to their actions, the relationship becomes a cruel, one-sided game. These people don't apologize because their ego is bigger than the relationship itself. They believe that admitting fault would make them look weak. But the truth is, taking responsibility is not a weakness, it's a deep inner strength that can actually save a relationship. If you always stay silent, if you keep carrying the weight of their faults, you'll eventually lose yourself. The constant blame will crush your confidence and destroy your self-respect. The Stoics taught, let not your peace become the victim of another's arrogance. If you're with someone who always proves you wrong but never accepts their own faults, it's time to protect your peace and step away. Because an apology isn't just words, it's a sign of maturity and empathy. Without it, there is no real foundation for a lasting bond. So remember, someone who never admits their mistakes is not capable of building a true relationship. You're not blaming anyone, you're simply seeking freedom from a cycle of blame where understanding should have been. Sign number 5. They reject your core values. Are you in a relationship where, just to keep someone happy, you constantly have to compromise your principles? When you speak the truth, they want you to lie, just to avoid conflict. When you stand for what's right, they get angry, because your integrity threatens their convenience. These relationships may appear normal from the outside, but inside, they slowly strip you away from your true self. They want you to become someone who either surrenders or stays silent. They label your values as naive, telling you things like, "You can't survive in this world being so honest," or "No one lives like that anymore." Friend, when you hear these things over and over, you begin to doubt yourself. You start wondering, am I really doing the right thing? And that's how a self-betraying bond begins, where you silently stand against your own principles, just to be accepted or loved. One of the core Stoic teachings is, if a relationship destroys your values, it's not a relationship, it's captivity. Your ethics, your beliefs, your standards, these are the foundation of who you are. Someone who repeatedly dismisses them doesn't truly love you, they just want to reshape you to fit their narrative. They might even say, "You don't love me because you don't agree with me." But love doesn't mean forcing someone to betray their soul. Love means accepting someone with their honesty, ideals, and dignity intact. A person who constantly rejects your values is not just dismissing your behavior, they're rejecting your very identity. And if that continues long enough, you'll eventually feel like a stranger to yourself. So stop. Ask yourself, is this relationship pulling me away from my true self? Is it pushing me to do things that go against my conscience? If the answer is yes, then it's no longer a relationship, it's a betrayal of your spirit. The Stoics said, if you can't protect your principles, no love will last. Have courage. Because the one who can stand by their values is the one truly worthy of love. Sign number 6. You're constantly exhausted, drained, and hopeless. Are you in a relationship where you feel a little more exhausted every single day? Where your mornings begin with a sigh, and your nights end with a heavy heart? They might say, "But I love you." But what kind of love makes you feel like you're falling apart from the inside? Maybe you give everything to keep them happy, your time, your empathy, your energy. But what do you get in return? A constant weight, a pressure, a quiet fatigue that slowly drains the light within you. That's not love, that's slow destruction wearing a mask of affection. Stoic philosophy teaches us, if a relationship drains the soul, stepping away from it is a form of self-respect. Love isn't supposed to tire your body and torment your mind. Love isn't meant to make you silence your own needs just to keep someone else comfortable. A healthy relationship should liberate you, inspire you, help you grow. But toxic relationships, they burden your heart, erase your smile, blur your vision. You start to feel like you're not living anymore, just surviving. It's hard to accept, because we think love always means something sacred. But not all love is pure. Some relationships come to teach you, some come to break you, and some exist only to take from you. They want you to stay, as long as you're slowly destroying yourself in the process. Take a moment and ask your soul, is this relationship making me stronger, or weaker? Am I more at peace, or constantly confused? Am I becoming a better version of myself, or just fading into someone I no longer recognize? If the answer is, I'm constantly exhausted, hopeless, and drained, then letting go is not failure, it's strength. You can't love someone by slowly killing your own spirit. You can't hold on to someone by dimming your own light. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're honoring your inner peace. You're telling your soul, you matter. You are worthy of love. You deserve a life that nurtures you. That's the real victory. That's Stoic strength, to know yourself, and to walk away from anything that destroys you. Sign number 7. They always magnify their pain and minimize yours. Have you ever been in a relationship where, whenever you express your pain, they instantly respond with, "That's nothing compared to what I went through"? You say, "I'm going through a really hard time," and they reply, "You think that's hard? Let me tell you what real pain looks like." You try to be vulnerable, and they brush it off with, "You always overreact." Friend, this is not empathy, this is emotional competition. And in Stoic philosophy, such competition signals the emptiness of a relationship. Because love is not about comparison, it's about compassion. It's about listening, understanding, and holding space for each other's wounds, without judgment. When someone constantly downplays your pain, you start believing your emotions are invalid. You begin to think, maybe I really am too sensitive. You suppress your feelings just to avoid being dismissed again. And in doing so, you lose the ability to be fully yourself. The Stoics said, "One who does not value the pain of others is incapable of building a relationship of the heart." They believed empathy, humility, and mutual respect are the foundations of any bond. If you're always the one listening, always holding space, always showing care, then where are they when you need to be heard? This is not love. This is a one-way emotional drain. You are not just a mirror for someone else's wounds, you are a human being with real, valid emotions. And if someone cannot acknowledge your pain, they are too trapped in their own ego to truly connect with you. So the next time someone constantly magnifies their suffering while minimizing yours, ask yourself, does this relationship honor me, or does it only use me? If you find that you're only ever a listener and never truly heard, it's time to step away. You're not abandoning anyone. You're choosing to honor yourself. You're choosing to give your emotions the space they deserve. That's not selfishness. That's Stoic strength. Sign number 8. They always use you for their own need. Have you ever been in a relationship with someone who only reaches out to you when they need something? These people speak of love and care, but deep down, they're only driven by personal gain. They remember you only when it benefits them. They stand in the shadow of the relationship but are never truly present in heart. They're silent in your happiness, absent in your sorrow, yet when they're in need, you become their only lifeline. This kind of relationship is one-sided, and one-sided things rarely last. They show care, but it isn't genuine. Behind every gesture, there's a calculation. How much will you give? How much time will you invest? How far will you go to help them? They never ask how you're doing, they only care about what they can get from you. Stoic philosophy teaches us that a person's actions reflect their character. If someone repeatedly shows up only when they need something, offering nothing in return, they don't see you as a human being, they see you as an opportunity. These relationships slowly eat away at your self-worth. You start to question yourself, am I not enough? Why do they only come around when they need something? But these questions are not yours to bear. They belong to the ones who misuse connection. If you're always there for them, but they never show up for you, not even once, then this isn't friendship. This is transactional. You're giving from the heart, but they're only taking for their own convenience. The Stoics said that love isn't just about receiving, it's about mutual respect. Those who only take are not building relationships, they're committing a quiet form of emotional theft. And this kind of theft is the most silent, yet the most destructive. Just because you love someone doesn't mean you are obligated to be their emotional servant. Real relationships are about walking together, not only when it's convenient for one side. A bond that always weighs on just one shoulder eventually breaks from within. So understand this, walking away is not betrayal. It's self-preservation. It's not about pushing someone out, it's about protecting your peace. You're not being cruel, you're setting boundaries with dignity. And the truth is, anyone who only remembers you when they need you, was never truly your friend to begin with. Real relationships are built on respect, not self-interest. So be brave, and step away from those who use your loyalty as a tool, even if they're family or old friends. Sign number 9. They destroy your inner peace. Are you in a relationship where every meeting turns into conflict, complaints, and negativity? Whenever they're around, the whole atmosphere feels heavy. Before you even say a word, they're already criticizing what you haven't said. You try to stay calm, but they always find a way to stir up chaos inside you. Many people laugh it off, saying, "That's just how love works, some arguments, some tension." But Stoic philosophers saw it differently. They called this kind of connection emotional punishment, not love. Epictetus, one of the great Stoics, said, "If someone doesn't bring peace, they're not a teacher, they're a punishment." Life is too short to spend with someone whose presence feels like a burden. They may say, "I'm only saying this because I care about you." But ask yourself, what kind of care shatters your self-confidence? What kind of love slowly erodes your self-respect? That's not love. That's control dressed up as concern. Real love should feel safe. It should respect your feelings and honor even your silence. It should bring peace, not suspicion. It should calm your mind, not create storms inside it. And if someone constantly adds noise to your life but never brings you peace, you have every right to stop and ask, why am I in a relationship that hurts my soul? If you go to bed every night with silent frustration, suppressed anger, or emotional exhaustion, realize this relationship is not your home. That weight was never meant to be on your shoulders. True connection should bring mental comfort. It's not always about talking, but about being understood. About presence that soothes, not presence that suffocates. So if peace is absent, maybe it's time to step away from the chaos and reclaim your calm. Because peace isn't a luxury. It's your right. And anyone who consistently takes it away doesn't deserve a place in your life. Conclusion. Friends, a relationship is like a boat where both people have to row equally. If all the weight falls on your shoulders alone and you're the one sinking, then letting go is the wisest choice. Stoic philosophy teaches us that your peace, your dignity, and your personal growth are the greatest treasures in life. If a relationship destroys these three, holding on to it becomes meaningless. If these 9 signs remain in your life, then understand, it's time to make a strong, tough but necessary decision for yourself. Love is not just about bonds, it also includes the feeling of freedom. So, have the courage to step away at the right time for your mental peace and self-respect. Love yourself, and recognize your worth. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Your small actions will strengthen our work. Thank you, and see you in the next video.